Hello, Internet. Right when you thought moving your GPU equals kill your GPU, you thought that this isn't going to get any worse. It actually did. This MSI Supreme, which is exactly the same card as before, was killed by none other than replacing the thermal pads. So, the guy replaced the pads, and now it's dead. Probably going to be the exact same thing as before. Most likely put the wrong pads or handled it aggressively or who knows what. So this one's pulling exact same power. So we can confidently say that power-wise everything is good. Let's plug this thing in and see what kind of errors are we gonna get. Who knows? Maybe those pads were so thick that we may not even get it detect at all. So let's go ahead and push the power button and see what's going to happen. It might even post right away, and it actually does, surprisingly. So let's go ahead and wait for the image to show up. There we go. Okay. So let's do the exact same thing we did yesterday and plug it straight into the motherboard, and let it sag. Let it sag like you're normally not supposed to anyway, and see if we get a picture this time. Oh, we're still getting a picture. Okay. So we're going to put support on there. And we're going to go ahead and run the GPU. Do all the tests and whatnot. And if everything checks out, then we're good. Otherwise, we're going to have to do something about it. So let's just wait. It's the exact same GPU, exact same drivers. System loaded right away. So let's go ahead and wait for the final initialize phases, and let's run the 4K test. And see how long it'll last, basically. So we're just gonna sit back and wait for the test to take its course and see how long it'll last before it crashes. Well, it keeps on going. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the test. The only thing that I see wrong with this particular one is that we're hitting 15 degrees delta on the core, which isn't ideal. The memory is running cool, so I could probably run the memory test. See if that crashes the system. So let's go and do that. I'm just gonna run a few iterations. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna cancel this, shut down, take this thing apart, have a look inside, figure out why the core is running a bit too hot. My guess is some kind of a greasy thermal paste, which I do not like. I've had people insisting on using their paste, and a lot of times what they send me is thermal grizzly, and I confirmed this many times that thermal grizzly is junk. So let's take this thing apart, see what's inside, and figure out why the core is overheating. Probably because he took it apart, looked around, put it back in without reapplying the paste. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what paste there is. You can see that the contact between the paste and the core, the cooler is very good. So between the core and the cooler, the contact is very good. But then again, I don't know if it was opened after it was applied, but it was not reapplied after, then that could be the problem. So I don't know. Hard to say. The pads on the memory, I don't know what brand of these pads are. If you know, let me know in the comment section. They appear to be working very well. So kind of wonder what these pads are and how expensive they are. I doubt that they are worth the money anyway, because the pads I use are cheaper and they work really well. I use them on all of my repairs and I use them for myself. Screw everything back together, run more tests, and I think everything will be okay. So I'm not exactly sure at this point what went wrong with for the customer. Why did he say that the cart no longer posts after replacing pads? While it clearly does. So maybe he forgot to plug something in? I don't know. Or maybe he doesn't know where the power button is on his computer. That could be a thing as well. The other thing that I could do to be 100% sure that everything works great is, and that's exactly what I'm going to do before I put this back into the test rig, is I will put this thing into a refrigerator, and I'm going to let it sit there for about 10-15 minutes so that it would cool down to the lowest temperature possible in which the customer might have ran it. So that's going to give me concrete evidence that it was that it wasn't posting because it was cold, you know, things like that. So, and then obviously we're gonna repeat the same test, except after the card's warmed up. So I'm gonna turn it off, restart, you know, and let's see, because all of that heating and cooling is what creates, what shrinks and expands potentially existing micro cracks, either under the core or under the memory chips. So if they do exist, then they should manifest themselves with a heating cycle. And if they don't, then they don't. So I'm going to put this thing in the fridge for about 10-15 minutes and come back, plug everything back in. We are back. Let's plug this thing in, run it, make sure that everything boots, and we're going to heat this thing up until the temperatures equalize, and then we're going to put it back into the riser, because sometimes even sagging doesn't reveal a problem. Sometimes you actually have to put it vertically or horizontally, however you want to look at it. So it is ice cold, as you can see. I'm gonna change resolution just one more time. Something is odd. It's like shrunk or something. Size and proportions. Full screen. Okay. Oh, there we go. So it looks like okay, so why was it doing that? Scaling on the desktop. Okay, whatever. So we're good now. Let's run 1080p and see how well things work. Okay, so I need this one in 1080p right here. 1920. Where's 1080p? 16:9, 16:10, 1920, 1080. Run. And we should be getting 100% TDP, or more or less. Almost 100%. That's good enough. So we're just going to let it run, see if everything runs great. And if it passes the temperature equilibrium, basically when the line here on the firmware is going to just run flat, then we'll take it out and put it into the riser and see what happens. Alright, that ran just fine. Let's go into the eraser mode instead, and hopefully we get a fail, so we have something to fix today. I would not be happy if I have nothing to fix. Because this thing came all the way here. And when it comes all the way here, it better be dead. So let's run a series of tests one more time, and hopefully we get a failure. So, but as far as the things go right now, it still boots, it still posts, and the Windows logo is about to show up. There we go. So I'm going to continue on running tests, and unfortunately we're going to have a no fix today. And that's basically how sometimes the diagnostics go, and how long it takes for me to diagnose the card. So if the card was broken, I'd probably already taking my time in getting it fixed, but when it's working, I have to do all sorts of tests to make sure that it is actually working 100% before I conclude anything. So you could speculate that the diagnostic takes more time than the actual repair. So yeah, oh, not all diagnostic. I mean, when it's broken, it's obviously broken. It's easier to figure out what the problem is. But when it's working, as you can see now, it's a nightmare. I have to jump so many hoops trying to figure out why it's working, and try to replicate the crash or whatever failure that the customer had mentioned. So I think I'm about an hour into testing as of right now, or maybe a little less. I don't know. You can probably watch the clock over here. It'll tell you a bit more precise time frame it takes for me to diagnose this card. So in any case, I'm gonna let this test equalize its temperature curve. If all goes well, I'll run some superposition, 3D mark, and if everything's okay, we're just gonna send it back the way it is, blaming the customer's PC or power cable or whatever. Because at this point, I have no idea what's wrong with this thing. And so, thank you for watching. Hopefully, this was somewhat entertaining or educating. Maybe explaining a little bit about my diagnostic process to some who are curious. So, goodbye. You know what's funny? In the end, as I was packaging the GPU back for return, since I found nothing wrong with it, I looked at his power cord, and I think I found the reason why he said the GPU was dead. There it is. That's the reason.